In summer 2024, the multiplayer game of the sweatiest season wasn't even officially released. Only in private betas before launching at the very last minute in December, Marvel Rivals took over the online multiplayer scene by storm. Halfway through 2025, Marvel Rivals has seen highs, lows, and continues to evolve. So, should you pick the game up now? How is Marvel Rivals doing today? Currently, Marvel Rivals is midway through their third full season, The Abyss Awakens. What they're calling Season 3.5 arrives August 8th along with the Daywalker himself, Blade. Somebody should tell Wesley Snipes that his dominance over the character is finally being challenged after the countless delays of that new reboot film.
There's only been one Blade.
But Season 3.5 comes after several revisions to the seasonal structure for the game. Beginning at launch, Season 0 only lasted just about 5 weeks total to get players hooked in on the progression systems of the game, introduce them to the numerous currencies, the flow of the battle pass, and how matches play out. Season 0 led into the first official season for the game, which ended up lasting about 3 months before Season 2 came for another 3-month cycle. With the start of Season 3 in early July of 2025, the team over at NetEase made the decision to officially split seasons in 2 halves moving forward, hence the latest 3.5 seasonal update, bringing Blade. But Blade is not the only iconic Marvel hero who has been added to the multiplayer game since it launched last year. So far, Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, The Thing, Emma Frost, Ultron, and Phoenix have been added to the launch roster of 33 of Marvel's most iconic characters, and Jeff the Landshark. Beyond new characters, Marvel Rivals has also actually grown a lot as one of the new pillars of Marvel's multimedia multiverse, at least as far as bringing in new chances for revenue is concerned. We've seen countless crossovers, we've seen the MCU impact what Marvel comics get the spotlight, we've even seen Fortnite Marvel crossover comics happen, but Marvel Rivals has actually launched a new ongoing run in the Marvel Comics universe. Initially launching as a limited run digital exclusive Marvel Infinity comic, the popular comic run based on Marvel Rivals ended up getting a physical print early in 2025, seeing another arc, and just recently, a new one was announced at San Diego Comic-Con. Marvel Rivals King in Black is a new 6-issue arc which follows a story centered around new additions to the game, Blade and Phoenix, alongside a botched vacation for Jeff the Landshark, Rocket Raccoon, The Thing, and Squirrel Girl. So Marvel Rivals has really given a boon to the greater Marvel fandom for a number of reasons. Perhaps it's due to the bold, original, and refreshing art direction taken for the looks of so many characters from the Marvel Universe that have grown a bit samey or a bit too MCU inspired in recent games. It could be growing fatigue with the MCU overall, thanks to a middling stretch of films. But Marvel Rivals has clearly struck a chord with fans of the Marvel Universe overall, after these last few unstable years where liking Marvel had become a bit less popular. But all of that multimedia success, all of the fandom, the fan art, the cosplays, is due to the initial launch window, which was pretty stellar, raking in over 500,000 concurrents on Steam at its initial peak. Today, the Steam concurrents have shrank significantly, but they're consistently still hitting above 125k often. Since the beginning of 2025, at least on PC, player count for the game has decreased. The Marvel title, once viewed as an Overwatch killer, has now settled into its role as a comfortable mainstay in the mainstream multiplayer rotation and has found its most loyal and hardcore base of fans. Considering this is a games as a service title with microtransactions and an ever-changing meta, there are bound to be controversies or hot-button topics when it comes to this game and its most loyal fanbase. With the official start of Season 3.5, Marvel Rivals players are restricted from queuing up with a full 5. While this is being implemented as a change to help balance the experience and make it a bit more manageable for players that are going into competitive without a full 5 going up against a high-level, high-rank team, that is fully stacked, it's not the best solution for some players, as it has gotten a groundswell of anger over on the game's subreddit. But outside of general discussion and discourse around meta changes that have come and gone with different updates for the game, the biggest controversy surrounding Marvel Rivals in 2025 was earlier in the year, when fans of the game were very confused to learn that an American-based team under NetEase, which played a crucial role in helping the game get to be the massive success it was in 2024 upon its initial launch, were met with layoffs. This decision puzzled a lot of fans. How could one of the biggest success stories in the live service space over the last several years, the biggest success for Marvel in the last several years in games, and an actual Overwatch killer finally enter the ring? And NetEase's response to some of the people that helped make the game such a big success was letting them go. Whatever positive momentum and goodwill Marvel Rivals had as a huge new player in this space was kind of lost by this conversation, and it did end up leaving a sour taste in many players' mouths. As it is with many live service games, a controversy or a discussion or a decision that some players don't like really only impacts the game for so long. Looking at the current landscape of competitive multiplayer shooters, for fans of the objective-based strain of competitive play, Marvel Rivals is perhaps still the best mainstream option with a very healthy player base that you can find today. But for fans of Marvel looking for a fun game starring bold new takes on characters that you know and love, you can find plenty of daily challenges to complete, lore to unlock, and iconic skins from Marvel's history and the biggest MCU films to pick up as you play to really embrace the time you'll spend with each of these Marvel heroes. Even if multiplayer games are not your sort of thing, I still think it's probably worth checking out as a Marvel fan to hop into training and experiment with each character to see the real tender love and care that the team over at NetEase put into making each of these Marvel characters, heroes, and villains feel well realized as a video game character, from their abilities to their movement to their quips and overall design. So how do you feel about Marvel Rivals this far removed from its initial launch? Are you still playing the game as much as you were when you first got hooked? Are you happy with the post-launch support, whether it be characters, seasonal events, or costumes that have been added to the game so far? What characters do you hope to see come to the game next? Be sure to let us know how you feel about Marvel's biggest game on the market right now. For more on Marvel Rivals and the world of gaming, you can stay tuned to Game Rant.